All right. The name is Dale. I'm doing a retro review for the Pharcyde. The album is Labcabincalifornia. This retro album review is done on behalf of Audio Liquor. All right, the Pharcyde. Now, when most people from my era think of the Pharcyde's catalog, they think of their first album, which was called The Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde, which is understandable why that would be the first album you think of when you think of their catalog. Because first of all, they don't have a large, extensive catalog. I think they have like 4 albums total, if I'm not mistaken. But to me, the second album, Labcabincalifornia, is better than the first album, in my opinion. And their first album, The Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde, is considered a cult classic in some circles. It does have the classic song Passing Me By. Love that song. They got bangers like Other Fish in the Sea. Other Fish, I think, is just titled. They got Pass the Pipe, which is a funny banging song off the first album. But I think their second album is better. It's a more superior album than the first. And the Pharcyde, they from the West Coast. I can't remember when that first album dropped. I think their first album dropped in 1992. And the one I'm about to review now, Labcabincalifornia, I think dropped in 1995. And they're a 4 MC man group, which is rare. And the group members consist of Booty Brown, Slim Kid Trey, Fat Lip, and Imani. And 4-man groups are rare. When I'm talking 4-man group, I'm talking about where all 4 members' primary function is to rap, to be an MC. You have a lot of duos. You've had your share of 3-man group like the Locks, the Migos for recent 3-man group. You had Brand Nubians, even though they had the DJ and Step Boogie and others in the group. You had basically 3 men as the MCs. Who else I can think of? UTFO. Try to think. Who else? Ooh, losing my train of thought. But it's rare that you have a 4-man group. I think the only 4-man group I can think of besides Pharcyde is Goody Mob. I mean, you had groups like De La Soul, where Maceo primary function was the DJ, but he would rap every now and then. Tribe Called Quest, you had Jerobi, but I didn't know Jerobi even rapped until like their last album. And then who else is like that? The Alcoholics. E Swift, his primary function is DJ / producer, but he'll rap every now and then. He was pretty good at rapping too. But it's rare that you have a 4-man group. Oh, how can I forget Pac Div? They're another 3-man group with 3 rappers in the group. Can't forget them. Very underrated. But anyway, Slim Kid Trey from the Pharcyde is probably one of the first rappers to sing on a respectable level. He did singing and rapping, and he did them both at a decent level, at a very solid level. He's probably the first that I can recall to do that. Way before your Drakes and your Fontes and your Andre 3000s and your Pharrells, your CeeLo Greens. I think he might have been one of the first, if not the first. I could be wrong, but. And the difference between their second album, Labcabincalifornia, and The Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde, The Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde lives up to the title of the album. It's very odd, silly, goofy, but goofy and silly in a good way. It's very funny. They even had a song, their first single was Your Mama. The whole song is about them talking about each other's mother and shit, joning on each other's mother. So it was very out there. It had very like strange things in the joint. their second album, Labcabincalifornia, is more mature. It still has some humor in it, but this was a more mature, grown-up type album, more serious album than the first. And I'm just gonna go through some of the highlights on the album as far as songs go. You had Running, which was, I believe this was the first single off the album. They had a video, and the video was tight. Pharcyde used to make some of the best videos, along with Busta Rhymes, and I think, well, I wouldn't say Exhibit. Exhibit is known for that one video that was out, that was mind blowing, but I can't think that he had like a rack of videos that were real creative. But back then, in that era, you only think of like Busta Rhymes and maybe Missy Elliott that had these very creative, mind-blowing videos. But Pharcyde had some banging videos, some very creative videos. Running was one of them, where they're playing the reverse role. They're like on this plantation, and instead of them being slaves, because they're black, they're the slave owners, and they got white people as the house help and out in the fields, and they are all white, and they're the plantation owners or the slave owners, so to speak. It was a very creative video at that time. Love the video, love the song. Still one of my favorite songs to this day. And it was produced by J Dilla. Now this is before J Dilla became the J Dilla that we all know and love. Rest in peace, J Dilla. He just went by JD back then, but he produced the joint. So you got history lesson right there. And then you got another song called She Said, which was a pretty good song, produced by Slim Kid Trey. It had a nice hook to it. She said, it'll be good if you stay with me tonight. The joint, he was singing on the hook. Like I said, he's one of the first rappers to sing and rap. But I also like the remix to the joint, which J Dilla did. The remix was tight. And they got another song called Something That Means Something. Tight song. I gotta say something that means something. That's how they saying it on the hook. Dig that joint. Think that's produced by J Dilla as well. Then you got Drop. The video was crazy. Another creative, mind-blowing video. They like going in reverse. They dancing, and the dancing goes in reverse and goes forward. It going back and forth like in reverse, then it goes forward again. It is one of the most creative videos that I saw at that time. It's produced by J Dilla. Drop is a banging song. The production is tight. Got the Beastie Boys drop all through the joint. The joint is crazy. You got another song called Hey You, produced by Slim Kid Trey. Hey You. And that joint is banging. One of the banging songs on there. Love that song. Then you got Why, produced by Booty Brown. And they go, why is that? Scratching that KRS-One saying, why is that? And they got a girl chick singing, tell me why I gotta be like that. Nice song. Then you got another track called Devil Music, produced by Fat Lip. I think they got in the background, you can hear them like scratching, cutting the U-Guard joint from Shadow Boxing. My hip hop will rock and shock the nation. That shit is tight, yo. The hook is tight. I forgot how the hook go. I'm losing thought on the hook. Every time I step to the microphone, I put my soul on 2-inch reels that I don't even own. Yeah, that's how I go. Every time I step to the microphone, I put my soul on 2-inch reels that I don't even own. Yeah, that's back in the day when we used to record on reel to reels instead of this digital shit that we on now. But that joint is banging. Oh man. The third album, they had a third album called Plain Rap, which which was very disappointing. I don't think that came out until like 2000. And to my surprise, they put out another album after that I had never heard of. But unfortunately, I think they had their problems internally and probably with their record company too, because they was on Delicious Vinyl, which I think folded eventually. And Delicious Vinyl, they had some rap pop success on there. Not Pharcyde, but they had like Tone Loc. He had a big hit with Wild Thing, the song called Wild Thing. And Funky Cold Medina. I think they had Young MC too, Busta Move. So they had two acts of Young MC and Tone Loc on Delicious Vinyl that they had crossover success. So I don't know why the record label folded, but they got caught up into that. So that's why I don't think they have an extensive catalog. But if you haven't heard of the Pharcyde or just slightly aware of them, check out Labcabincalifornia. You can also check out their first album too, Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde. Definitely worth it. I'm guessing they're on streaming platforms. So that's it. I'm done. I'm finished. There you have it.